UFC fights from now on with no rounds in between? Khabib Nurmagomedov came out and suggested that we completely abolish rounds in UFC fights. How he thinks it should work, why it maybe doesn't make too much sense in this video. Hello and welcome to Bloodsport MMA.
Assalamu alaikum, Dagestan.
I hope you guys like the new background. I adjusted it, I put some more faces on. The goal in the future is to maybe fill this part down here as well with faces, but we shall see. Write your takes, your ideas for the room improvement in the comments, you guys. So Khabib Nurmagomedov came out in an interview, I believe. I just read the article, I don't know where he exactly said it, but he said that, brother, in my opinion, we should eliminate rounds completely, brother. Why we need rounds? We don't need rounds. Let's make one 15-minute fight for non-title fight, and title fight, brother, make 25 minutes, no problem, I smash you. He thinks that normal fights should be 15 minutes, as they already are, but obviously with 3 rounds that are 5 minutes, right? 50 minutes, 3 times 5, a math genius. And title fights are obviously 5 times 5, 25 minutes. So he thinks the same exact time frame for the fight, but without a round in between. Now let's analyze this. I saw a couple of fighters already over the years suggesting we should go back to 10-minute rounds. If you remember Pride rules.
Pride rules.
Paid rules. Pride rules.
Pride. Pride rules.
You're killing me over there, Braveheart.
Back in Pride, we had the first round was a 10-minute round, and if I remember correctly, there were 1 or 2 additional rounds that were then 5 minutes, as far as I remember. But the first round was traditionally 10 minutes, which obviously is a significant change for the fight, because the whole preparation, everything, the whole game plan is different if you know that after 5 minutes you will get 1 minute rest, as it is now with the rounds, than if you know you have to fight 10 minutes without a break. And the big significance there is,
it's so big,
that grapplers who take the opponent down after 5 minutes, if they can't finish the other person gets to recover on a stool and then come back and the fight starts standing again, right? Also, Rogan said several times that, which I think makes more sense than the 10-minute round or a 50-minute round. Rogan wanted that after every round, the fight starts again in the position that it ended, which I think is actually a cool concept. A more realistic concept, at least, that makes the fight more realistic. Now, the problem with that is, and that's also the problem with the 50-minute round, but I'll explain a little bit deeper in a second, is that it would probably take away the entertainment factor a little bit, at least. Of course, you can also say, yeah, but isn't it more entertaining? Isn't it kind of a spectacle when after a round, I don't know, he has to start in full guard again and the other person is fully energized and can drop ground and pound into oblivion? I see that point, but at the same time, we know that if you end the round on bottom, unless you got a takedown or a knockdown in the last second, you most likely were on bottom for a minute or two and you could not finish the fight. So you are someone like Khabib was back in the day, or like other people where they're just too comfortable sitting in someone's guard, being on the ground and just doing enough to not let the ref make them stand up, but still not enough to finish the fight. I mean, let's be honest, Khabib, whilst he was much more entertaining on the ground than a Bilal or someone like that, he was not really known for being a finisher on the ground necessarily. He had some great submissions and all of that, but he took his time quite a lot. He always took his time to soften him up with some ground and pound. Whilst he's working, it is not that entertaining to a crowd, and the finishes do not really come that often from just a little bit of ground and pound from half guard, right? Let's just be honest. And that's exactly why Khabib would love that 50-minute round, because every grappler would love that. The only thing that does is favoring the grapplers, and you could make an argument, the heavy cardio machines, yes.
I build that cardio in the bedroom and I keep it here in the UFC octagon.
But the heavy cardio machines are normally the heavy wrestlers. Just look at it, Marab, Colby, all those guys. Normally the heavy cardio machines are the heavy wrestlers. So all it would do is favor them. And now the problem with that whole thing is, whilst it makes it a more realistic fight, I'm completely with Khabib, it's a more realistic fight. It's the more real product. But at the end of the day, the UFC is a business, and the business lives from selling fights, having holy SHIT moments. I think I can say that on YouTube, right? Holy shit moments, like Dana White says. That's what he sells, that's what his job is. And that's the case. Because most people are not hardcore MMA fans that tune in. Most people that tune in are casuals that think, hey, this guy's fighting, I don't know, Ilia Topuria is headlining the card, let's watch the main card or something like that, and they tune in. And they do not necessarily appreciate grappling scrambles as much. Now, of course, you can say, yeah, just go watch kickboxing, but let's be honest. I'm a MMA guy, I love MMA. I grapple myself since years and years. Even though I understand everything that's going on the ground, I do not find the ground fighting that interesting. Because if it would be complete, like Pantoja had with Moreno and those guys, like scramble after scramble after scramble, sign me up, very interesting. But the fact of the matter is that 89% of all grapplers or all grappling scenarios in MMA fights in the UFC are people advancing position, like after slowly using some sweet little ground and pound shots to somehow maybe advance positions. They're not really scrambling, they're not risking too much, which you can't blame them for, but it's not really entertaining watching someone in half guard for 5 minutes.
You can't even pass guard. You're a white belt on the mat.
It's just not entertaining. No one likes to see. The same as in the clinch. The clinch can be an awesome position. You can drop elbows, knees, takedowns, all those things. But the fact of the matter is most people in the clinch, they just hold on to the other guy and like hold on to him against the fence, bam, 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 those cute little strikes that don't do anything.
You'll do fucking nothing.
Right? That's just the fact of the matter. Most situations are like that, and that's just not entertaining. So the only way 50 minutes, forget it. The only way a 10-minute round should make a comeback or could make a comeback is if we also bring back, going to the Pride rules again, yellow cards. Yellow cards in Pride were for your inactivity. If you were not engaging in a fight enough, you're being too inactive, you will get a yellow card. In Pride, you will get deducted a percentage of your paycheck, which I'm not agreeing with, but there must be some kind of a solution with the yellow card. Maybe taking a point or half a point maybe for a yellow card, maybe take half a point. If you are inactive, like if we have a 10-minute round, you cannot just lay on in top of someone's half guard or full guard, even worse, for 7.5 minutes. That's just not gonna work. That you can't sell the product like that. People will tune their TV off. You know what I mean? Like Kendrick Lamar. Turn the TV off, turn the TV off. Anyways, yeah, that's just my opinion about this whole thing. It is only favorable for the grapplers. There's not really too many. Of course, you could say if there's a striker that has crazy cardio, yeah, he could soften the guy up with shots to the body and all of that in a 50-minute. Yeah, of course, hypotheticals always exist. But the fact of the matter is, it supports grapplers. Grapplers are already destroying the sport in a certain way because the product keeps getting less interesting to non-hardcore fans because more and more grapplers are taking over, and all those grapplers are, for the most part, not really interested in risking stuff to make the fight on the ground more entertaining, to advance positions fast, land ground and pound, get a submission. They are mostly concerned about keeping the position and just winning by points, which is just not interesting to watch, which is why so many people are hating on the UFC at the moment. Right? It's just a fact of the matter. So the only way you can bring back a 10-minute round or hypothetically even a 50-minute fight is with yellow cards for inactivity. And you would have to be very strict with, hey, if you lay on top of someone in half guard, in full guard, whatever, and you're not landing damaging blows, not just body head, damaging blows, or actively really trying to improve the position, actively trying to pass guard and all of that, you will get a yellow card. Simple as that. That's the only way how it will work, and the product will still be interesting. But overall, I like the idea of the 10-minute round again. First round being 10 minutes with a yellow card, second round being 5 minutes, and the second round being the last round as well. So still a 50-minute fight. This is my breakdown and opinion about the whole topic. Write your thoughts in the comments, you guys. What do you think? Do you want to see back? Write in the comments, like this video, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you guys. Check out all the links in the bio, the web shop, merch store, all of that. Check it out, you guys. Stay bloody, and until the next one, bye-bye. Bloodsport out.